Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you would never ask, Heidi. It is the weekend. Let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, March the 11th, is National 311 Day, National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day, National Johnny Appleseed Day. He was a real person, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. They just think he's like, in a storybook, but he's for real. National Oatmeal Nut Waffle Day. What a specific day. Oatmeal Nut Waffle Day.
That's extremely specific.
National Prom...
All other waffles.
Yeah.
This is not your day.
No, it's not. National Promposal Day and National Worship of Tools Day. Sunday, I Am Day. National I Am Day. National Baked Scallop Day. National Girl Scout Day. Be a good day to eat some cookies. National Plant a Flower Day, National Working Moms Day, and Daylight Savings Time begins. All of that happening. Busy, busy weekend. I have a guest joining me as well. Hannah Fry has a new program out. It's called The Future with Hannah Fry. We're going to chat with her all about it coming up.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Recent studies suggest that our human ancestors may have been able to hibernate. Wouldn't that be kind of nice? Just curl up and take a nap for a few months. Looking at fossils.
That would make sense, though, because with as cold as it got and they didn't have, you know, furnaces.
Exactly.
And,
Looking at fossils of human-like ancestors found in Spain, archaeologists found weakened skeletal systems that are typically caused by wasting disease, only periodically, though, not consistently. They think that trade-off might have been a seasonal survival. Modern humans don't have the capability to either store enough nutrition or to burn enough fuel over time to keep our bodies working, or to expel waste safely while sleeping for long periods of time. So we can't hibernate. Although there are times it would be kind of nice.
Lovely.
Nowadays, instead of hibernating, you just, curl up and watch movies all weekend. So that's my plan. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know experts are now saying that it's safe to store potatoes in the refrigerator? So apparently for years we were told putting your potatoes in the refrigerator would increase the risk of cancer. Did you know that?
I didn't think that. I thought it made them go bad faster.
Oh, well, now Food Standards Agency is backtracking that. Researcher Shefle Loth says experts now say storing spuds in the fridge, previously thought to be a health risk, is now thought to be a good way to get the most out of them, especially if you don't think you'll be using them straight away. End quote. She said spuds. I just think that's kind of fun. She's a health expert. She used the word spuds. So there you go. I've never even thought of the fact that we've never put our potatoes in the fridge. I didn't know why. We just never had. I guess because you didn't need to is what I
didn't
thought.
Because I was always told
maybe we'll put them in
don't
the freezer.
Refrigerate them.
See what happens then.
But I never had heard it was because they thought it was for cancer reasons.
Well, there we go. Now you know.
Interesting.
We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Paris Hilton is undergoing IVF treatment. They recently had a daughter via surrogate. Now she's 42 and planning to have a daughter. She's
42.
Hoping. Yeah. Courtney Cox is responding to Prince Harry's book. There's a story in there about some psychedelic mushrooms that he said that he got at her house. And she's going, okay, he's a nice person. As for the mushrooms, I'm not saying they were mushrooms, and I definitely wasn't passing them out.
So basically, what I'm hearing is he stole her drugs.
That's kind of what it sounds like. I don't know.
He snuck in and found these things
I don't know.
and just gobbled them all up.
I don't even know if there were drugs. And Tom Brady might be adding Netflix to his business portfolio. They're working on a thing called The Greatest Roast of All Time. So there you go. That's what he's doing. Recently appeared in 80 for Brady. So he's going to stay busy. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Do you like to have breakfast for pizza? Do you like to have pizza for breakfast?
You clearly missed your power breakfast this
What's that?
morning.
Hey, hello? Is this thing on?
Yes, I do love pizza for breakfast.
And I like breakfast pizza. That's what was in my brain. I like pizza anyway, and I like breakfast pizza, but I also like just regular pizza for breakfast.
I
don't
like
know.
cold pizza.
Well, I don't even know what I'm trying to
breakfast.
say. But here's what I'm getting at after all of that. A nutritionist claims that pizza is better for breakfast than most cereals.
Well, yeah, most cereals is just a giant cup of sugar.
They're saying that, most of the cereal that we buy and we eat for breakfast is actually not as good for you as just having like a slice of pizza.
Especially my favorites, Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Blueberries.
And there is no guide on how to heal a broken heart, but there may now be a cure, according to a new study from the University of Ottawa. Traumatic breakups can trigger disorders that mimic symptoms of PTSD and can be very traumatizing, and it can even be a life-threatening event for some.
Yikes.
Breakups can. The research found through the use of reconsolidation therapy in combination with medicine propanol, I probably got that wrong. It's used to lower your blood pressure. They were able to reduce study participants' trauma scores on an average from the 50s down to like 19. PTSD score 33 or more is like really high. That's not good. So what is a reconsolidation therapy? It's a concept that memory is malleable and we can update it if we need to. Participants were asked to write down detailed accounts of the romantic betrayals and then read them aloud at weekly sessions. Propanol, this drug, helped block the surge of adrenaline that kept the memory traumatic. The study found that exposing participants to the memory over and over and over again allowed them to create this new memory that basically says, hey, you're not in danger and you can move on now. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Very interesting.
I wonder if you can use that for other things other than breakups. I have no breakups in my future. Do I, Heidi?
We'll talk.
She's been my wife for a long time. So, all right. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with Hannah Fry. She's got a new program that is out right now, and it's called The Future with Hannah Fry. And I think that's really a fun name for a program. I've always been fascinated with the future. Have you been as well, Hannah?
You know what? I absolutely have. I think when I was a little kid, I used to really love this program that was on British TV called Tomorrow's World. And it was all about looking at the technology that was coming just around the corner. I mean, but looking back at old episodes of it now, it was things like video calling.
Yeah.
Like stuff that actually now seems quite parochial.
There are some things, like even movies, when you watch movies like Back to the Future from the 80s, where they went to the future, which is now the past, 2015. there are things they got right, there are things they got way wrong. And with The Future with Hannah Fry, the things you're talking about, it's kind of like the future is here right now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So it's not about making predictions. It's not about saying in 2030, I essentially wanted to avoid exactly that problem, right? It's like making predictions about sort of, I don't know, genetically altered chickens and all of that kind of thing, and then it not coming to pass, or hovercraft, or lace up boots and that kind of thing. So instead, what this is looking at technology that is just around the corner, technology that is already in development, but it's about the impact that that's going to have on us as a society. So I think that we've seen this massive technological change in the last few years, and sometimes I think that it has changed society in a way that we haven't quite realized until it had already done its work. Like I'm thinking about the impact of social media, and now we've got the impact of artificial intelligence, the impact of things like emotion recognition, and it's just, this show is about having those conversations about tomorrow, but today.
And you'd mentioned artificial intelligence. That is something that absolutely amazes me. And I think we've seen more in the last few months than we've seen in the last few decades.
Yeah, and certainly I think the public are waking up to quite how much things have changed. But I also think, though, that I think that this current round of generative AI, in particular, things like the chatbots that we're seeing now, I think the thing is that they're eerily good at acting like they know what they're saying, right? And I think that for people who've seen under the hood, as it were, who've peeked in at the code of how these things actually work, I think that there's a reason why those people are saying that these are not sentient, these are not conscious beings, they are just bots that are essentially, it's kind of like clever parrots, right? They're sort of clever regurgitators of everything that humans have already created.
But we had to teach it something. That's how it knows what it knows.
Exactly. And the thing that we taught it was all of the internet, which, for good and bad.
Just imagine if you had time to read all of the internet and then all of the things and not everything on the internet is true, though, I've been told. I don't know.
That's fake news. That seems like a bold claim to make there. No, exactly. And we definitely noticed this with these bots, that they are fantastically confident liars. And actually, I think that that's one of the really concerning things about them. Certainly the current raft of them at the moment is that it's really difficult to tell which bits of it that it says are true, which bits of it are false. And that's why these things have to come hand in hand with human supervision.
Absolutely. Now, another topic that I'm fascinated with, and I don't understand it at all, crypto. And this is, again, part of the future. And so that's one of the topics that you're going to be covering as well, as crypto.
Yeah, so actually, I didn't manage to get my full episode on crypto. What I wanted to do was start my own cryptocurrency and see, but it turns out that the lawyers at Bloomberg wouldn't let me. So I think I'm saving that one for series 2. But the thing is that, we are now in a world where you don't need to have physical money, or there are very few reasons, very few situations in which physical cash is absolutely necessary. And I do think that there is an opportunity to rethink money from the ground up. It's just that the way that it's happened so far has been kind of unregulated, kind of without sort of supervision or centralized control. And I think that's probably part of the reason why we've seen such volatility in the crypto market.
Well, it'll be absolutely fascinating to see where that goes. And again, we'll know in the future. And we're talking right now with Hannah Fry, with The Future with Hannah Fry on Bloomberg. It just came out. I'm excited to see it. Hannah, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Again, the program, The Future with Hannah Fry, it's on Bloomberg. I've got a link to all the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Termites never sleep. They work 24 hours a day. Yeah, a boss around here is trying to figure out how to get some termites on the payroll. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Multiply your weight by 7%. That is how much your blood weighs. So 7% of your body weight is blood.
Wow.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
We change our voice when we talk to people we like. I've noticed that. Heidi just did that. She was talking to me very gruff, and then I heard her talking. I was super sweet. I'm like, what? Oh, you're talking to the dog now. That's what that was. I noticed this. Don't try denying it. You know it happened.
It did happen.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The opposite of paranoia is proanoia. A person suffering from proanoia feels that people or entities around them are plotting to help them. Everybody just wants to do good. I've never heard of such a thing. All right, there you go. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! Brought to you by Mintervention.com. Here's your question, Heidi. 68% of pet owners have done this for their pet. What is it? Oh. I bet you've done this. I know I've not done this, but you've probably done this.
I don't know.
Signed their name on a greeting card. Have you done that?
No.
Are you sure? You've never sent a card, love John and Heidi and Cassie?
No.
I just saw you smile a little bit
No,
when you did
I
that.
haven't.
You're like, no, and then you were thinking, wait, maybe
I was thinking, but no, I have not.
Well, 68% of pet owners have, so apparently that means you're not a very loving pet owner. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Man arrested in Memphis. Police say that he ate 2 bags of chips that somebody else had stolen from a convenience store. So, report says February 9th, the man got into an argument with a store clerk because she wouldn't sell him beer. The man took an entire display of chips and put those into his car. While transporting the chips, several bags fell to the ground. After the suspect drove off, another man, Joseph Broswell, picked up 2 of the fallen bags. They were worth $4.98. Minutes later, officers found him with crumbs on his face, reviewed footage, and concluded that he was aware of the theft, and they charged him with theft of merchandise less than $1,000 for literally picking up 2 bags of chips off the ground and eating them. He didn't steal them. He picked them up off the ground when somebody else stole them. So that's an interesting story when you think about that.
Either way, they didn't belong to him.
Yeah, he was supposed to have taken them back into the store or something else. But what a bizarre story. And the comments online on this are interesting both ways. But because somebody was saying, well, he had the munchies. Maybe that's not what he was arrested for.
That's true.
There's that. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. 7 foods recommended by a cardiologist. A board certified. I don't know if there's any birds that certify them. A board certified cardiologist in Houston says these are heart healthy foods that he always adds to his own grocery cart. Number 7, nuts. I like nuts. Number 6, chickpeas. Have I ever had a chickpea?
We've had chickpeas. They're
Number
not
5,
so bad.
wild caught fish.
Okay.
Number 4, berries. I like berries, but
like
they
berries.
usually go bad in our fridge. We don't eat them fast enough. Number 3, apples.
I like apples.
Number 2, avocados. I'm a fan. Heidi's
I'm
not.
not. Yeah.
And the number 1 thing on the list, what do you think it is, Heidi?
Kale.
No, well, maybe dark leafy greens.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have to be kale. It could also be spinach. It could also be
I like
fruit
spinach.
roll-ups. No, not that.
It's not leafy at all.
It's kind of leafy. All right, 7 foods recommended by a cardiologist. You can find that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from Brian White, who says, "We never really grow up. We only learn how to act in public."
Yeah, that is true.
And some of us don't even do that.
Why are you looking at me?
Because anytime we go somewhere really fancy, the first thing I think of is, who's going to mess this up first, you or me? And one time she caught our table on fire. I'm not even kidding. That happened at a very fancy event. Heidi sets the table on fire. So, yeah. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. We talked earlier in the week about Ed Sheeran, and there's a whole list of people who told the king, sorry, too busy to come see you, not going to be a part of your little shindig. Remember that?
Yep.
Well, this story makes that story even more interesting because Ed Sheeran is one of them who said, nah, not interested. I'm not going to come play at your coronation. I'm too busy. I'm not available. Ed Sheeran is making a surprise visit, several of them now, at children's hospitals during his busy tour. So I love that.
Sweet.
Isn't that cool? Like he's telling the king, don't have time for you, but these sick kids in the hospital, I'm going to stop and see them for free. Love it. Pop superstar Ed Sheeran, whether you love the guy, whether you don't love the guy, you got to love this. He's taking a little bit of a break, and it's not really a break. He's on tour. He's going from place to place, but he's going, hey, while I'm here, I'm going to just go and perform at the children's hospital if that's okay. And I don't think any hospital has told him no yet. So the patients... Why
would they say no?
Exactly. The patients at Melbourne's Royal Children's Hospital cheered as Sheeran performed his hit songs there. A spokesperson for the hospital said it was an absolutely magical experience, and they thanked Sheeran for making their day. And there's video and photos and all that stuff if you'd like to see it. I think it's really, really cool that he's doing this. And he's done this now at several different hospitals. And again, talk about just a wonderful thing to do. And again, for me personally, it makes that even more impressive that he's doing this because he was invited to perform for the king and he couldn't do it because he's too busy. And I'm going, okay, he's too busy to do that, but he's still finding time to do this, which again, I don't know, maybe it shouldn't matter, but to me,
maybe he didn't want
that
to
could
go.
Well, there's a whole long list of people who don't want to do it, so or weren't available, but I just thought this was really neat. So Ed Sheeran, good on you. I love it. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.